Hello again. This lesson is designed to help you do the How Do Changes in Population Affects Communities lab. So in the May 11th to the 15th folder, lesson 1, how can we use our understanding of population dynamics to protect endangered species, you should have watched the population dynamics lesson video. So now what the next thing you're going to do is you are going to be doing the How Do Changes in Populations Affect Communities. Okay, and this is going to be a little simulation that you do. You are either going to need a coin to flip, or if you go to Coin Flip Online, you can actually go to sites that you can flip coins online. So you can use that option. But what you're going to be doing is we're going to represent a community. So here are 3 different populations of organisms living and interacting together. And this is going to represent your community at the beginning of spring. And so what we're going to actually be doing is we are going to go through different scenarios, and we're going to see what happens to the populations of our organisms as we go through these different scenarios. And these scenarios are supposed to mimic things that would happen in nature. So one of the things that you are going to be required to fill out, you are going to be required to fill out a graded population dynamics lab sheet. And so the lab sheet, when you click on this, the lab sheet is going to look like this. You're going to have a lab sheet where you're going to be filling in the numbers, and I'm going to show you how this works. Okay, so if we start looking at our populations, okay, when we look at the beginning parts with this, we are going to be starting with 20 clovers, 12 rabbits, and 6 coyotes. So I'm going to be starting with 20 clovers, 12 rabbits, and 6 coyotes. So I put that in my starting point. Those numbers will change. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking at adding or subtracting organisms for all the population changes that occur in each activity. Okay? If organisms do not eat enough food, they die. If a population reaches 0 organisms at any time, there will not be any more of that organism for the remainder of the activity. For each season, we're going to make seasonal changes first. Then we're going to flip a penny to determine which scenario you're going to follow. Okay? So here's how this works. So I'm starting out with, I'm going to start out with spring. So I'm going to start over here. My seasonal changes, okay, my seasonal changes are the clover population doubles. So I'm going to go from 20 to 40. I'm doubling my clover population. Each rabbit eats 2 clover plants in order to survive. So now I have 12 rabbits. They each need 2 clover plants. That means they have 24 clover plants that they need to eat. So I take 40 minus 24, and I am going to change my clover plants to 16. All of my rabbits are still alive because they all could eat the clover plants. Each coyote must eat 1 rabbit in order to survive. So there's 6 coyotes. They each have to eat a rabbit. So 12 minus 6 is 6. All the coyotes survive. So those are my seasonal changes. Now I have to do my scenarios. So I'm going to go to flip a coin. I'm going to flip. My scenario is going to be heads. I'm going to stick heads in there. And so if I go to the head scenario, it says heavy spring rains allow 15 additional new clover to grow. So I'm going to take my 16, I'm going to add 15. So now I have 31 clover plants. It says for every 2 rabbits, 5 new rabbits are born. Well, I have 6 rabbits, so 6 divided by 2 is 3. I have 3 sets that are going to, for every 2 rabbits, 5 new rabbits are born. So I'm going to have 3 times 5, I'm going to have 15 baby rabbits born, okay, because I have 6 total rabbits. So 2 of them are going to have 5, another 2 will have 5, another 2 will have 5. So that's 15, and then I add that to the original 6. So now I'm going to have 21 rabbits. And it says 2 coyotes die of disease. So 6 minus 2 would be 4. So now I'm finished with that. So now I'm going to look at seasonal changes. This spring should actually say summer. So it should say spring, summer, fall. So this is summer. The clover population triples. Now I have 31 times 3. So if I do 31 times 3, I get 93. It says each rabbit must eat 2 clover plants in order to survive. So I have 21 rabbits times 2. They have to have 2 clover plants. That's 42 clover plants need to get eaten. So 93 minus 42 is going to be 51. Changes my clover plants. All 21 of my rabbits survive. Each coyote must eat 1 rabbit in order to survive. So there's 4 coyote. So that means 21 rabbits minus 4, 17 rabbits, but all 4 coyotes survive. So that's my seasonal changes. So now I have to go and flip my coin. So I get heads again. So now what I'll do is I'll put heads in here, okay? And so what I will do is I will go through and I will do this for all of the scenarios. When I am finished with the scenarios, I am going to have end totals. I'm going to have end totals for clovers, rabbits, and coyotes, okay? So let's say at the end I don't have any clover left. Let's say I have 20 rabbits left, and let's say I have 5 coyotes left. What you are going to do is you are going to graph this. And the way you're going to graph it, it's going to be real easy. You're going to take this and you're going to highlight it. You're going to go to Insert. You're going to go to Chart. And you're going to change the pie chart to a regular just bar graph. Or line, or bar graph. You're going to go in and customize it. So I'm going to do a chart and axis title. So the chart title is going to be Population Dynamics. The horizontal axis title is going to be Organisms. The vertical will be Number of Organisms. And now I just did my graph. So what you're going to do then is you are just going to have your graph. So I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to have my graph, and I am going to try to move my graph. I'm just going to move my graph so that I can see your numbers and I can see the graph. I'll move this down a little bit because I would have that there. So this is what I want you to do for the lab. So what you will be submitting to me is you will be submitting your numbers. I'll see what your scenarios were that you did. Then you'll have your end totals. And remember, in order to do the graph, it was real simple. All you do is highlight these, the clover, the 0, the rabbits, the 20, the coyote, the 5. You go to Insert and you go to Chart. And you change it. If it comes up to be a pie chart, just change it to a regular bar graph. And the way you put the titles in is you just click on Customize. So feel free to go back and watch this again if you forget how to do the graphs. But this is what I would like for you to submit to me then. Okay, if you have any questions, please come to office hours. Thank you.